Hello, viewers. It's so good to be here again this week. Welcome to another edition of our public speaking tips. My name is Sheon Fumi Johnson, and I just want to use this time to appreciate you for always watching, for your likes, for your comments, for subscription, for following. I just want to appreciate you for all of this and to assure you that I would be doing this on a weekly basis with your help and support. So today I just want to talk about the 5 ways to effectively close your presentation. 5 ways to effectively close your presentation. Of course, we all know that the way you end your presentation is also very important as much as the way you open your presentation. It plays a vital role in the success of your speech. Now, this is a part where your audience most likely would remember for a long time, and it is going to be a take home for them. Now, if as a speaker you do not close your presentation properly, you would leave your audience confused and disappointed. And that is why I want to talk about 5 effective ways of closing your presentation. Now, there are several ways to close a presentation, to close your speech, but I want to talk about the 5 particular ways that I would be recommending. You could choose any of these 5. The first one is you end with a compelling story. You could end your presentation with a compelling story. Now, this story must relate with all the things, all the points that you have mentioned in your presentation. It is not going to be a story that would be, out of place. It's something that would relate, so you can link it with all the things you have said right while you were presenting. Another one is you want to end with a quote. You end your presentation with a quote, a popular quote. It could be something that would, the reason you're doing this is to resonate the importance of what you have said to your audience. Leaving a quote. Let's take, for instance, you've talked about success to your audience, and now you want to leave a quote. You could say that Oprah Winfrey says, preparation with opportunity equals success. You just want to leave a quote that will linger on in the mind of your listener. Another way to end is to summarize a presentation. You could summarize all the things you have mentioned in your presentation at the end of it, so that it can also be a reminder as they leave. The fourth one is you can conclude with an appeal for action. This they also call for action. Now, it is usually done when you want to telling them that I want you to go from this point to the next point because of this presentation that you have heard today. So you call for action. It's an appeal for a change of behavior to your audience. And lastly, the 5th one is propose a solution. If your presentation talked about a problem, you talked about issues surrounding a particular thing or a situation, you want to talk about that problem and also prefer solution. When you're concluding, you don't just talk about challenges without preferring solution to what you have seen. So remember these 5 forms of closing when next you're making your presentation. The first one is you tell a compelling story. A story that links with all the things you have said before. It could be a life event. It could be your personal story, but it has to be something that has to do with your presentation. A compelling story that would touch the heart of the people listening to you. Secondly, you want to end with a quote that would linger on, would resonate with all that you have mentioned in the beginning or while you're making your presentation. The third one is you summarize your presentation at the end. This is so that everything you have said right in the beginning, middle, and end of your presentation can be remembered and be taken away by your audience. The fourth one I said, you conclude with call to action. Call to action, it's a persuasive way of telling these people that I need a change in behavior, a specific behavior. That is why you have made the presentation, and your intention is for them to have a change in that specific behavior. So you call for action for this kind of closing. And the last one I mentioned is you propose a solution. If you have noticed that something isn't going well and you have made a presentation, you've noticed challenges, you mention it, you state the challenges, and at the end, you prefer solution. And I hope these 5 points of mine would go a long way for you when next you're making your presentation. Thank you very much for listening to me. Until we see you next week, bye for now. My name is Shiofumi Johnson once again. Thank you.